Hi guys, welcome back to another reaction video and thoughts here on Our Eyes Your Eyes. I'm ready to watch episode 4 of season 2 of Fumetsu no Anata e To Your Eternity. But before starting this video, I just want to remind you to subscribe to the channel, click on the notification bell, leave a like to support me, and feel free to join me till the end of this second season, waiting for season 3 coming. Okay, in the previous episode we saw this new character, Bon-sama, and even Hakaku, that is this descendant of Hayase, that are going to get in touch with Fushi more sincerely. Let's see what's going to happen today. Let's see if they can protect Fushi from this church that wants him back, or that wants to catch him. Are you ready to join me with these? Check it out. I like Bon-sama, let me tell you. Hakaku, what do you think? No. Just be careful. Exactly, it's not so certain. Wow, that's something that others couldn't do. Bon, I thought you were serious. Can you imagine if Fushi becomes the queen because he's asking him to become the queen? Don't tell me you're just using the Fushi for your purpose to become a king. But see, he wants to go with him. Of course. I love Bon-sama because he doesn't care. But they can change their mind. In fact, if he is showing the people that Fushi is not so bad, why not? You know, he can reproduce the bad. Yeah, but anyway, there's a bed in the middle of the desert. In fact, I was about to say that. Yeah, but it's not enough. I thought that he could build a wall, actually. Whoa. And no, he's not at that level. I can't yet. That's so great. I would like to have the same ability as a Fushi has. Not yet. Yeah, I was not thinking about that. One day he will be able to create even living things. I mean, living beings? See? What kind of freedom? It means that he will die. In fact, he's believing everything this creator is saying. But see, Bon-sama gave him some things to think about. I like how he's approaching Fushi, sincerely. That's something new, okay, that Fushi has never experienced, and he's helping Fushi to think more about many things. I hope that they become friends, no matter the consequences, okay? Yeah, because he has never had the real friends, except for Tonari and the others. Wow, that's beautiful. The white horses are one of the purest, the best. That's so cute. What's wrong? What happened? Ah. And then? Oh my Bon-sama, I mean... it's dirty. But it's dirty. What's going on? Don't tell me it's a knocker. Ah, no, okay, I thought that they were about to be attacked. Todo, okay. Maybe that's the handkerchief of... Maybe that's his handkerchief? What? Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, at that time it was... we needed to remember the period of time in which we are, in my opinion, so... But maybe he feels affection for the prince, like loyalty or other sort kind of feelings. Don't tell me he's going to fall in love with a Kahaku. Kahaku, are you in love with the Fushi? I think so. But he doesn't even know what that means. I told you that maybe there is that possibility. And because you're a man, and because he had the experience before this moment. That's a great way to experience something new. Yes, I imagined that this was about to happen. Because that's another great missing part in Fushi's existence to experience. So, let's see. Okay. Oh, he didn't have time. I mean, the feelings can't be planned. Okay, let's see what's going to happen. I hope that. See, he's changing the minds of all these people who didn't believe in Fushi. He's becoming like an idol. I mean, the Church of Bennett! No! Look at that symbol, it reminds me of a berserk that they have here. I mean, it's not the same, but... But that was not Eh, really? Is it true? Or he is just imagining things? Fancy. Torta! Because he's the first. He can really see things. What kind of gift? Oh no! He was already announced the fact that he was meeting Fushi one day? And maybe... Eh, he could see other people. I mean, in this case, this figure. He can see. Mm-hmm. Okay. So he has this ability to see paranormal. He always had friends that couldn't be seen by others. And nobody could understand him. They thought that he was crazy. Yeah. Ah! The handkerchief! Okay. She's making the handkerchief. But how is it possible that he is having that handkerchief as a material thing? I like Bon, let me tell you. He's so kind. I mean, I saw this sort of kindness since the beginning. But we didn't know what happened in the past. She left. No. No. See? He was considered as a visionist. I mean, a person who is visioning things that are not happening. What the F? Oh yeah, many centuries ago people believed something like that. That he was erratic. Yeah. But no, it's not his fault. He can definitely see some presences that he can't explain to others because others can't see them. But at that time, I mean, he was like a medium. I see. Oh, but how is it possible? Yeah, he had his imaginary friends. I mean, imaginary. These energies. Huh? But this is not Tonari. But this is Tonari. That's Tonari because that's her owl. Yeah. Yeah, because there is these a time skip that we have to understand. When Tonari died, he was still a young boy. And then many years passed, yeah. I imagine that they chose Torta because of this. I mean, because they couldn't understand what was happening to him. That's not responsible, Bon. That's why you can't become a king. You're not responsible enough. But if he is going to stay next to Fushi and he's doing something really great, his father can change his mind. Mm-hmm. I see Fushi came in the best moment of your life. Yes. Mm. And then he had the possibility to get in touch with him and change his mind too about Fushi. Well, that's awesome. Oh, already. I see. No, but that's a special bird. Only he can see that. Oh, listen! Maybe he can see even the knockers coming before. Oh no, that's a Fushi. That's a Fushi. Yes, yes, that's a Fushi. Yes, and then he can see the woman, so that's him. Okay, now he can understand where Fushi is. Okay, good job. I mean, at that time he could realize that that was Fushi, and that's why he followed him. Okay, guys, I think that this episode was really useful, because we were able to understand more this Bone character. And I'm really happy to have seen this episode because finally we understood his background story, and we understood even the fact that he could meet Fushi not because it was a coincidence but because of the fact that he was following him based on his gift that he really has. That means to detect some presences that other people can't see. I connect myself with what I was telling you in the previous episode. Now Fushi is experiencing different periods of time, especially since he was born. He was experiencing lots of different centuries, and in the period we are now, he is experiencing the heretic period. I mean, the period of time that happened even in our real world many centuries ago, when people who couldn't express with words their talent or their gifts, they were considered heretic just because it was not able to be explained, or just because people couldn't see these things with their own eyes. I remind you also that many centuries ago, many women died because they were considered as heretic because they were having particular abilities that the church was condemning. And in this season, we can find the same problem more or less, because these churches, these three churches who are trying to catch Fushi, they want Fushi because they wanted to demonstrate in front of others that Fushi is like the devil, that is something evil, and they have to catch it because each of these churches wanted to prevail on others, or let's say they wanted to prevail on common people by saying that they captured these evil presence, and now common people can stay safe and sound because now Fushi is in their hands. Yes, this reminds me that period of time, and at that time there were these women who had these gifts to see the other dimension, or to reveal some secrets of this church, Catholic Church, or other people who were spreading these info that were not supposed to be said, and they were all called as a heretic, or they were also called witches. So in this case, Fushi is experiencing the same thing, but even Bon, I think he will be chased by others, maybe later, by these churches, because of the same thing. Even his family was considering him as a crazy person because they were noticing that there was something wrong, that he could see others, or that he was behaving in a strange way, and this couldn't be explainable. So when you don't see things, you can't explain them, and you are ready to criticize others by telling them that they are crazy. That's what's happening even in this real world. I mean, in our period of time, there are people who can maybe see presences or energies. Sometimes they are called ghosts. People don't believe them, especially when you are a medium and you are explaining the background story of other characters, of other people who lived in that area many centuries before, and usually people don't believe these people because they think, oh, come on, they are inventing things, they just want this for visibility. That it's the same thing that Bon experienced, because he was a kid who had special abilities, but these abilities couldn't be explained. And now that he has the chance to get in touch with this eternal boy, I think Fushi can understand him, because he is incorporating in this existence that he has all the people who died before, and he can reach this appearance they had by just transforming. That is something unusual, that is something that it's not normal, let's say. And even Bon can understand him, because he also can see presences. So, as you can see, I think between Bon and Fushi there should be a great relationship, a great friendship, and I'm pretty sure that it's going to happen. Another thing I wanted to say is that Bon was never believed by others, but Fushi didn't have the intention to criticize him or to look down on him. He wanted to talk to him normally, so I think that Bon saw even this difference. While all his family was criticizing him or mocking him for his behavior just because they couldn't understand, Fushi has never had that behavior, and that's why I think Bon is attracted by Fushi, because he is not criticizing him. That's something really important, especially in a friendship. You shouldn't criticize your friend, or you shouldn't mock your friend just because he might be different than you and whatsoever. So I think that that's why this friendship is possible. Okay, Kahaku can't understand Fushi so much as Bon can do. The only thing that I hope is that Bon is not using Fushi just because he wants to be the king. I mean, the initial idea was this. I mean, he saw that Torta, that is his brother, was chosen to be the next king, also because of the responsibility that he was taking towards the villagers, I mean towards the population below his castle. And that's why his father said, look, Torta is better because he is investing money and he is using this money to help others instead of create some luxury things or just by using money in the worst way, as Bon was doing. But I think that at the end of the day, Bon will become the next king, because he will have this important mission with Fushi, and he will be able to bring Fushi back to the castle and to let the people understand that Fushi is can become a comrade, can become an ally instead of being considered as an enemy. And he will also be praised because of that mission itself. So at the end of the day, Fushi was really useful for him to become a king. But I hope that this way to use Fushi for that purpose will change throughout the time, and Bon will understand that he's not using Fushi anymore, but he really cares about him. So there should be this evolution of this relationship throughout the time, and even Bon will consider this thing of becoming a king in a different way. So maybe Fushi too can help Bon by understanding that if you are a king, you need to have some responsibilities, and you shouldn't waste the money you have, but you should help others thanks to the money you have. That is the most important thing. But the way in which we understand that this character was already chosen to become Fushi's friend, not just because it was a matter of destiny, because somehow it is. I mean, in the most fragile moment of a Bon, he could see that poster of a Fushi that was wanted, I mean, that was searched by others, and that thing started as a matter of destiny, because from that moment on, Bon decided to find Fushi, and we also know that he could find Fushi thanks to Tonari, thanks to what Tonari told him about the fact that if you see an owl moving all around, it means that Fushi is over there. So we needed to thank Tonari for the fact that Fushi will be able to create another friendship later. And this is a great legacy that she left, because we know that Tonari really cared about Fushi, but she was not able to confess her feelings to Fushi totally. But she did something good for Fushi, for his future, that really makes you understand how she cared about him. But anyway, yes, as much as I was telling you, it was a matter of destiny, because in the most fragile moment in which he discovered that he will not be able to become the king, he found that poster. But at the same time, I think it was his own choice to believe what Tonari was telling him. That means to follow that owl and to find Fushi. So it's a mixture of both. Destiny, but also the free will to go and search for Fushi. And I think that when he found out, oh, that's Fushi, thanks to his ability, and thanks to the face of Tonari that was confirming him that that was Fushi, his life will change forever, thanks to Fushi. So I think that this relationship will last longer than other people that were confronting Fushi in the past. And this friendship will, by lasting so long, it will become really important. But at the end of the day, yes, I'm guessing if Fushi is going to fall in love with Bon, because he started asking questions about love. What's love? Can you love a person with the same gender? Can you fall in love with a man even if you're a man? So I'm thinking, is he going to fall in love with his same gender? That means a man that loves another man. And in fact, Kahaku was already, oh, please fall in love with me, because Kahaku is already falling in love with Fushi. Is he going to do the same? I mean, Fushi is going to fall in love with Bon, for example, or is he going to fall in love with a girl, with a woman? We're going to see that really, really soon. But the good thing is that Bon, thanks to his ability, could reach Fushi more than others. And that's why he is special. And he has this great gift. But who was that woman, that ghostly presence, let's call it like this, who was talking to Bon, and he was saying that he was a special boy, and one day he would have met the eternal boy. Who was that figure? Because I don't think that it was Machi, I don't think that it was a Gu, I don't think that it was a Tonari, I don't think that it was a Pioran, I don't think so. It was a white woman figure, and even the clothes that she was wearing were not the same clothes of all the other characters that could be englobed by Fushi once they were dead. So is that another character that we have to meet, or is it part of these creators that are creating these orbs that are going to change the world, or they are going to acquire knowledge from the earth. I don't know, I have to rewatch that scene sincerely, because I don't think that that was a Tonari either, because she had a different physical appearance. But anyway, she was talking about this eternal boy that he would have met actually in his life. So it's a matter of destiny anyway. But I think that destiny has to stay together with the free will. Otherwise, they can't cooperate somehow. Because no matter how your destiny is, if you don't decide by yourself to do some things, then they are not going to happen. Or are these free will that we have a part of destiny too? I mean, what we believe that we choose, it's already part of our destiny. That could be possible too, but this is amazing to me. I mean, this is fascinating, and I want to see how much it's going ahead, this relationship that Fushi is having with Bon, because I'm really curious, and I'm curious to see how Bon is getting in touch with Fushi more by leaving aside for a second his dream to become a king, and by focusing on a person, I mean on an entity, who can really become a friend of him. And this time everyone can see this friend. It's no more like before, where nobody could have seen him and they were just judging him for his craziness. Yeah, even these superficial thoughts that were having people who couldn't believe to things, who couldn't see what these other people could, and they were just judging others based on their superficiality. Yeah, I think that this is another great theme. And also Fushi was considered an evil presence because they couldn't understand his ability to be eternal. So as you can see, Bon and Fushi have lots of things in common. By the way, going back to what the creator said in this episode, that means once Fushi will fulfill this mission that he has, the creator said that he is going to grant him a freedom. In the previous episode, I was announcing you this. What if this freedom means that Fushi will be able to become immortal? And to end his mission also by knowing the fear of death, because that will be the one and only thing that Fushi will never experience as a human being that it's left. So what if after he will reach a certain knowledge, this creator will let him die, so he will experience everything completely and he will be free, because he will never be immortal again. And by not being immortal again, even this curse to keep suffering throughout the time will end, and it's a sort of freedom. But I still have a huge question mark on Fushi's creator, sincerely. I don't understand what's his purpose, what's this mission for real, if it's something negative, or if it's something that it's helping others to confront, I mean especially human beings, to confront something that it's not the same as them, and to create this sort of relationship between something human and something eternal, something that can't be human. What is the purpose of this creator is still unknown, but it's fascinating. It's still making me feel curious about. And I really hope that before the end of season 2, we can understand something more about these. Also because I can really feel the frustration of Fushi, and I can really feel as if he is not agreeing with the creator many times, as if Fushi wants to be a creature that is independent from him. But anyway, he created Fushi, so even the bond that Fushi is having with this creator, it reminds me the bond between a son and a mom or a dad when you are experiencing adolescence, when you are experiencing these moment in which you become a teenager and you are rebelling. Can we say that Fushi's existence is just at the beginning and it's not even reaching adulthood, let's say? even if he is adult, or even if he can become adult, if he stops meeting knockers and he lives in that desert island, and the knockers can't reach him or whatever. But did he reach adulthood, let's say, in this timeline that he has, or not? Because he's really rebellious. So that's why I'm saying maybe we are just at the beginning of this story for real, and we can't already know what's the creator's purpose, also because of this. I like this story because you understand that you need to think more about your actions. You need to understand that you are not perfect, and you also need to understand that you are not able to understand everything. Because just because you can't see one thing, that doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. It's just your limit that you can't see. But at the same time, I like also that this story makes you think, because when you act and you do something, you are not able to understand that that action maybe was made because of instinct and not because you were thinking carefully about it. In fact, when Bon is talking to Fushi at that time while they are building this sort of house for him, Bon makes him think a lot about his relationship with the creator, the reasons why he's not believing in the creator, etc, etc. I mean, it's like as if Bon was saying, please calm down and start thinking. That's something that a great friend should do, especially in a moment in which our friends are confused, our friends don't know what to do. I mean, the role of the friend is to let you think, to make you think more about your actions, what was good, what was wrong. So I definitely think that Bon can become someone really important to Fushi, except for the fact that they have lots of things in common. But even the fact that Fushi, thanks to him, is experiencing a new way of thinking, and it's experiencing something that he has never experienced before. Then even the part of the lover, yes, I was already telling you that this was about to happen, because I was sure that Fushi was going to experience even love, because that's a part of our experiences too as human beings. So he also has to experience that. But I don't know where the creator wants to lead him to. I mean, there should be a plan to guide Fushi throughout all these experiences to reach a point in which he really feels a human, as if it's a human journey, you know. So from something that can't feel anything, you pass to something that can feel and can understand. Let's see what's going to happen next time with episode 5 of Fumetsu no Anatae to Your Eternity Season 2. In the meantime, feel free to subscribe to the channel and click on the notification bell. Bye guys, see you in the next video.